Hey every peoples, Marcus from Fifth Ace Comics here, and welcome back to Ironsworn. So, in our last session, Tamara of the Iron Wardens confronted Otan of the Atanya, the aquatic dwelling firstborn, and learned that a meteor had fallen and created an environmental calamity while also unleashing a new wave of the Iron Blight, a virulent plague that is driving the firstborn to desperate attacks against the Ironlanders. And while Tamara wanted to confront this plague at its source, unfortunately she was not in the best of conditions, so she made her way north to the village of Rockbridge, which turned out to be mostly dead, save for a single inhabitant, Saskia, who helped nurse Tamara back to health and set her on her way to a mystic who might be able to help Tamara with this plague. And she went over here. She discovered the hut of Jihan, the bird lady, who has directed Tamara towards the Pass of Runes up here to the north. Now, Tamara has been charged with finding several sacred runestones that have been left there by the ancients, the people who used to inhabit this land before the firstborn, but have now descended into the savage broken. And if she can find the runestones here in the Pass of Runes, she may be able to contain the meteor and thereby stop the plague. And also last time, we did a bit of leveling up for Tamara. She learned from her failures. Let's get her up here. She learned from her failures, so we cleared the failure track. We got a new asset for Tamara, that is the Battle Scarred asset, which shifted her stats around a little bit. And so now Tamara is looking pretty hefty with 3 of her stats at a 3 ranking. So now whenever we roll Heart, Iron, or Wits, we're going to get a +3 on that. And oh boy, let's hope that this comes in handy, especially now that our edge is at 0. It's a bit of a risk, but like we said last time, Tamara hardly ever uses edge. She's more of a heavy hitter, as it were. But anyway, she now has to make her way north to the Pass of Runes. And Jihan, the bird lady, said she would help direct Tamara there and also to wherever the meteor has landed. However, no point going to the meteor until we have the runestones. So Jihan says to Tamara, "I will guide you north through the grace of one of my children. But you will need someone of a hardier nature than my crows to get you there." And she steps out of her hut and she looks up to the canopy above. There's like a circle cut out of the canopy of trees in this clearing. And she lets out a shrieking kind of cry. I don't think I can match that with my voice. I'll probably blow out my microphone. But she lets out a piercing cry to the heavens, and Tamara steps out of the hut to see this winged shadow pass over the clearing and sort of swoop down into the thicket. The crows all kind of scatter as this large hawk descends down towards Jihan, who holds out her arm, and this hawk alights upon her arm, and it's a really decent sized hawk. This is I'm picturing like an osprey. This is a fish hawk, one of the like a coastal dwelling hawk. And Jihan says, "This shall be your guide." And let's get a name for her hawk. Let's call up the character sheet again, and let's get a name for Jihan's hawk. Go to the oracles. What kind of name would this hawk have? Well, Jihan doesn't really like the firstborn, so it'll probably have an Ironlander's name. So let's roll on the Ironlander's name table, and we'll see if it suits the hawk. Let's check it out. Chandra. Wow. Literally the highest we could have rolled. And we get Chandra. I'm a huge Magic the Gathering fan, so I like that. Jihan says, "This is Chandra, one of my finest scouts. She will lead you north to the Pass of Runes. She is somewhat temperamental with new faces." And she kind of like motions her arm that's got Chandra perched on it towards Tamara, and the hawk kind of like flaps her wings a little and snaps at Tamara with her beak. Tamara like barely flinches, but it's clear the hawk is not particularly trusting of her. "But she will lead you faithfully, unless she is feeling mischievous." And Jihan kind of gives the hawk a stern look, and Chandra, as much as a hawk can, looks a little bit bemused. But Jihan turns back to Tamara and says, "Follow her flight for a day to the north, and you will find the Pass of Runes. Best of luck, Tamara of the Iron Wardens." She like hoists her arm up, and Chandra takes flight up into the sky. Tamara nods her thanks to Jihan once again and sets off in a northerly direction. Okay, so I'm sort of laying the groundwork here a little, in that I'm hoping at some point when we get a little bit more experience, we might be able to give Tamara a companion in the form of this hawk. That's sort of where I want my next asset spending to go. But obviously we don't have any experience yet, so we cannot purchase a hawk as an asset. But that doesn't mean we can't have a hawk hanging around to add a bit of flavor to the journey in the meantime. But we'll only really actively be able to use the hawk's abilities once we purchase the asset. But for now, this has introduced Chandra, and we'll see if we can sort of coax her to our side, as it were. So let's make a new progress bar here. Okay. New journey to reach the Pass of Runes. And this will be a troublesome journey because it's not too far away. If I bring up the map here again, see Jihan's hut around here, Pass of Runes up here, about the same distance as the hut was from Rockbridge. So we'll say that's a troublesome journey, not too far. And with Chandra helping us out, even in flavor only, then that'll make it a troublesome journey, I think. But before we set out, Tamara is going to attempt to resupply before we go, to see if she can get some more supplies before heading out. And it's a pity we don't have the hawk as an asset yet, because this would help a lot. But let's forage and hunt a little on our way out. And we're rolling with wits, now boosted up to 3. Let's see if that makes any difference. Here we go. Strong hit. Nice. Excellent. Okay, I get 2 supply, and I don't even have to spend any momentum for it. Fantastic. Okay, so Tamara stocks up on some fruit and maybe some small game before heading out. And yeah, we are now going to make the journey. I think because, shall we try and secure an advantage? Let's roll to secure an advantage, and this is going to be how well Tamara keeps track of Chandra for each step of the journey. Because obviously we want to try and keep momentum up. We want to roll as well as we can. So let's try securing an advantage, and we're going to do it with wits, because this is about observation. We're trying to keep an eye on the bird. So let's roll with wits and see if we can keep an eye on the bird. Weak hit, I'll take it. That gives us some momentum, which I'm fine with. We're now up to 8 momentum. Very good, very good. Need all the momentum we can get. Okay, so with that, let us undertake the journey. We're going to roll and see what we can do. Weak hit. Oh, I rolled a 9 and it's still a weak hit. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, nothing wrong with that. So we are going to mark progress. Mark it. We drop down 1 supply. And we're going to reach a waypoint. Oracle, tell us about this waypoint. Let's roll for a location. Roll for a location. Where are we? A marsh. Okay, so I guess the thicket gets kind of boggy and almost wetlands-like as Tamara starts heading north, and the trees sort of give way to wetlands a little bit. Oracle, is there anything of interest in this marsh? Give me a 50-50 roll. Yes, okay, there is something here. So let's roll on the action and theme tables and find out what might be happening in this marsh. Action. Bolster. Dream. Interesting. Bolster. Dream. Okay, so Tamara had been traveling for a little while, and she probably set out from Jihan's hut at around mid-afternoon kind of thing. So maybe it gets a bit later in the day as she's traveling through the marsh. And so she decides, okay, we're gonna make camp here. Shall we make camp? Shall we keep resupplying? Let's see here. Yeah, let's make camp. So let's roll to make camp, and we'll roll with supply. We got a +2. That's not bad. So let's see. Strong hit. Lovely. Okay, so we get to choose 2 here. Let us recuperate, I think. Let's get +1 health. So we're back up to full. And we will prepare. So when we break camp, we'll get a +1 to undertake the journey. So while we are resting here at the camp, Tamara takes a short nap to recuperate herself, to bolster herself, as she prepares to set off. And let's say she has a dream. She's going to be dreaming about something. Let us go to the Oracle. And what is her dream about? Let's roll on the theme for the dream. Let's see. Weapon. Okay. So as Tamara is dreaming, she sees herself wading into battle, and she has her axe raised high, and she is cleaving through her foes, and there's noise and chaos all around. But as she is advancing forward, she can see her axe before her in her hands, and it almost seems to glow in the frenzy of battle. It's like rain and mud everywhere, but the axe seems to shine out from the confusion around her, and she sees these glowing runes trail along the blade and the handle, runes that she hasn't seen used in the Ironlands for a long time. The last time she saw these runes was when her grandmother was still alive, when her grandmother told her the ways of the Skald and their rituals, their combat prowess, and the traditions that they used to prepare themselves for war. This was the significance of this axe and the history behind it. And Tamara just suddenly wakes with a start, and she could have sworn that in the dream her axe had spoken to her somehow. Very weird, very weird. Let's keep that in mind as we progress forward, because now we're going to undertake a journey, and we are prepared thanks to making camp, and we are still attempting to follow Chandra the Hawk towards the Pass of Runes. Let us roll our wits and a +1 modifier from the camp. Another strong hit, and I rolled a 1 on the action die. Wow. Okay. So let's get the strong hit, and I think we'll hang on to whatever supply we have. We're quite good for momentum for now, so let's just mark progress. We make good use of the resources. So let's mark progress there. And we're going to reach another waypoint. So, Oracle, what waypoint is this? Oh, whoops, sorry, that's region, not location. We are still on the Ragged Coast, so that's a given. Well done, Oracle. You're aligned with us here. Swamp. Wow, there is so much water going on around here. Who would have thought? On the coast, wetlands. Anyway, so the marsh gives way to more swampy areas, but Tamara can sort of see in the distance the foothills and the sort of mountainous area where the Pass of Runes lies and leads down towards the sea, but it's still a ways off. Oracle, anything happening in the swamp? No. Okay, so passing through the swamp, fairly uneventful. Tamara's got her eye on Chandra. She's still following the path. So I think let's keep going. We've almost got to the end of this journey, so let's undertake the journey one more time. Roll for it. And it's a weak hit. Okay, so we will drop 1 supply, and we will mark progress. And I believe this will conclude our journey. So let's roll to conclude. Strong hit. Fantastic. It was a close one, but it was a strong hit. So we have reached our destination, and because it was a strong hit, we can make another move now and add a +1, or we can take 1 momentum. So if we take the 1 momentum, we're going to be at our maximum. We're going to get to 9 momentum, which is our current maximum, which is rather nice, but the very next thing we will want to do, we'll probably want to resupply before we head into the Pass of Runes itself. We want to be sure that that we're ready for this. But that could be a different move. Let me check here. We check our gear? No, that's a different thing. Okay, so I think we shall take a +1 on the next move. So as Tamara moves up out of the swamp, and she can sort of see the bottom of a river flowing down, like little rivulets flowing down out of this mountainous area that are feeding into the swamp, and she can see the mountain pass looming before her, and it's very foreboding. It's like the dankness of the swamp is sort of extending up into the mountain pass itself, and the corrupted nature of this place is looming before her. So she's going to want to try and resupply before she goes in, to make sure that she is prepared, because we don't want to. Because if we lose supply on the way through, we're going to be left with nothing. So let's try and resupply. Roll for that, and we get a +1 for completing our journey. So let's go. Weak hit. I'll take it because we have plenty of momentum, So we will take 2 supply and drop 2 momentum. That's okay. We got a +6. That's a nice little stockpile of momentum in case we get into a fight. Okay, so we will clear this progress. And now we will go to our sites and we will prepare to enter the Pass of Runes, which I have designated as a dangerous place because it's unfamiliar. We haven't really been here before, but it's sort of supposedly been long abandoned because it has been overgrown with corruption. But there may still be things in there. That's why you'll see I have populated the denizens table well in advance. I was thinking about this, and I didn't want to waste time during the video filling out this table. So we've got some common things that can be here, some uncommon things, some rare. Let's hope we don't roll at 100 now that I've said that. But anyway, we're about to delve the depths of this site. So we'll go to our moves. And here we go. We have discovered the site. And we will attempt to delve the depths. So we shall roll, and we're rolling with wits. Tamara is more about intuition and observation. She's not trying to rush this, and she's not stealthy. We're not doing edge or shadow. We're sticking with wits. So let us roll. Weak hit. Okay, I'll take it. So we will consult our table here, and we shall roll a d100 to see what happens. It's a 68. So we can mark progress or find an opportunity. I'm going to say let's mark progress for now. Let's mark some progress for now. Oops. Sites. Go to here. There we go. Mark some progress. And let us roll for some features. Like, where are we in this pass? Okay, so let's roll another d100 and see where we are. 73 in features. A forgotten cairn. Okay, so as Tamara progresses up into the pass, she can see these stone cairns that have been placed on the sides, on either side of the path, possibly representing some kind of memorial to the magical practitioners of the ancients that were here. Maybe these were fallen mystics that succumbed to the corruption, or maybe they died during some kind of arcane mishap. But it's kind of eerie. It sort of gives the feeling that that the dead could abound here, which they very well might. Okay, so let's go back to our moves. And we're going to delve the depths once more. Let's see here. Keep in with wits. Keep your wits about you. Another weak hit. Okay, that's good. D100. Whoops. 50. That's another mark progress. Okay, good. See, we shall mark progress, and let us roll again to see where we are now. 83, an overlook. Okay, so this is maybe one of the higher points of the pass, as it sort of like goes up sharply from where Tamara is. She might have to climb a little bit to get up to the top. And she sees the pass sort of descend downwards from where she is. She's like overlooking the pass itself, and she can see there's like mist gathering across the pass, and there's the faintest glow of runic sigils piercing through the mist as she looks down. And some of these runes seem to be in all kinds of different sizes along the walls and the ground beneath her. So whether or not these are the runes she's looking for, she'll have to go in for a closer look. So let us have her. Let us have her go in a little bit more and see what she can find. Let's have a look. Ooh. Okay, so this one's a weak hit. I could burn momentum for a strong hit, but I think I'm going to stick with the weak hit. I'm okay with the weak hit on this one. I'll save my momentum for an emergency. So 41, marking progress. Okay. Let's mark progress on this one. So far it's been quiet. So far it's been quiet. Not too much happening here. Let's see where we're going. 71, a highland lake. Okay, so as Tamara makes her way down from the overlook, she can see this lake that is sort of like pooled towards the top, and it goes down in similar rivulets, like it went down towards the swamp on the one side. Here it's sort of flowing down into the pass itself, down towards the edge of the fjord that is at the end of the pass. And that could be where the mists are sort of rising up. And Tamara obviously is feeling this mist all around her, sort of like hitches up her shield a little bit, grasps her axe a bit tighter to assure herself, and keeps walking. She's lost sight of Chandra how long ago now? That hawk is not around at the moment. So let's roll again to delve the depths. Let's go. Another weak hit. Or again, could burn for a strong hit, but no, we're going to stick with it. 89. Take both, mark progress, and find an opportunity. Interesting. Okay, so let's go to the site and let's mark the progress. Like so. And let us find an opportunity. What sort of opportunity do we find? An interesting or helpful object. Ooh, okay. So I think this means I think we may have found the first of the runestones that Tamara's been looking for. As she makes her way further down the path, she like knocks a few rocks aside with her foot, and she sees a brighter glow come up from beneath her. And she looks down, and she can see the glow from one of these runestones is much brighter than any of the others around her. So I think this is the first of the runestones. She picks it down. Sorry, she bends down, picks it up, and she can see it glowing. And she figures, okay, there's some around. There's got to be more around here somewhere. So let us tell you what. Why don't we let's face danger here. I think yeah, let's face danger, and to see if we can find any more around here. Let's have a look. Oh, well, let me just describe the lay of the land first. Whoops. Let's see a description of where we are. 8 on the theme. Okay, so there's strange environmental disturbances. Okay, yes, I think so. That fits. This is kind of where the last of the runestones are. Maybe something was here searching for it, and they were kind of like trying to dig them up as well, and that's why the environment is disturbed in some way. Or maybe the magic of these runestones is maybe making a few of the smaller pebbles levitate, and there's sort of like ash and dust floating in the air, but it's moving in strange ways, like in spirals and unconventional shapes. So yeah, let's see. Shall we? Actually, let's secure an advantage, I think, to assess the situation and see if we can find anything else around here. So let's do this. This is going to be a wits. We're going to secure with wits, and we get a +1 on this because of our opportunity. Let's have a look. Uh-oh. There's our first miss of the session. It had to come at some point. Okay, so Tamara is going to be looking around to see if she can find any more of anything else. But I think she has accidentally disturbed something while she did it. Okay, oh dear. So let's check this again. Yeah, I only get a +1 momentum on a hit, but that was a miss. So let's go to our summary, and we'll mark the first tick of a brand new failure track. And now we go to the site, and I think we're going to reveal a danger. This is going to be the complication. We've disturbed something, so we are going to reveal a danger here. So let's roll on the oracle and see what happens. You encounter a hostile denizen. What did I say? I called it. I totally called it. We have disturbed something here, and we are about to be attacked. So let's go to the site, and we're going to see. We're going to roll on the denizen table, and we'll find out what it is we have disturbed. 93. It is a husk. Whew, that was close. This could have been a wyvern, but no, it was a 93, so that is a husk. Let me call up the stats for a husk for you lovely people. Stand by. Here we go. So this is the husk. It has withered flesh and black eyes, clawed fingernails, and a horrifying wail. It wants to become more powerful and make others suffer as it has and restore its former self. So here it goes. So a husk is what remains of an Ironlander whose body, mind, and soul are hollowed out by dark magic. So this was a mystic of some kind that practiced these corrupted magics, and there's like nothing left inside. It's all just darkness inside here. Okay, so this thing can summon swarms of lesser creatures. It's got a terrifying wail. It can bind lesser creatures to its will and consume people's essence. So this is a formidable foe. Wow. Okay, we really put our foot in it here. Okay, so as Tamara is kind of like scratching around looking for more runestones, suddenly this clawed, withered hand bursts out of the ground and grabs her foot, and this thing hauls itself out from from the earth beneath her, and it lets out this terrifying wail that causes Tamara to stumble back. I think this is going to count as entering the fray as an ambush. So let's go to our moves here. Let's see, enter the fray, and we are going to roll with wits because this thing ambushed us. Leave, yes, and here we go. Weak hit, I'll take it. And we've already got quite a bit of momentum, so I will take the initiative. So Tamara knew there would be danger around here somewhere. So while it is a surprise, she quickly steps back and like wrenches her foot away, and she has her weapon ready in an instant as this thing hauls itself up out of the ground. Let's make a progress track for it here. So let's say formidable foe husk. So as this thing hauls itself up out of the ground, Tamara is instinctively going to take a swipe at it before it can get its holding, and she is going to strike at this thing. And I think as well we are going to yes, let us spend 1 momentum for our Sunderer ability to see if we can get a little bit of extra harm on this thing as it pulls itself up. So we are going to strike with iron, and fingers crossed, and it's a miss. Wow. Here we go. Now, as soon as the fight starts, we're getting back to the misses again. Okay, let's mark another failure, and we're gonna pay the price. Oracle. Roll twice more. This thing really doesn't like me. A person or community you care about is exposed, or a new danger or foe is revealed. Oh, okay. So what's going to happen here is the husk, as it hauls itself out, it's going to call out with its wailing voice, and it is going to summon something to attack us. And I believe this is going to be some rats. So if we go to the site, you'll see I put some deep rats as a common foe here. So I think this husk is going to summon a swarm of deep rats to attack Tamara. So let us go to progress here. Let us add new foe. Is going to be a dangerous foe because there's a lot of them. So this thing is going to just sort of stand back and allow these rats to swarm at Tamara. And they have the initiative, so we are going to clash. And I believe we get a +1 on that because of our shield. Yes, so let us clash against these rats. Actually, we've got to enter the fray against them. No. That we wouldn't have to enter the fray against them. We're already in the fray. So let's clash with iron. It's a +1. Roll it. Strong hit. Nice. So as these rats swarm towards Tamara, she swings her axe in a massive arc and slices through several of them in one swing. This is going to count as finding an opening, so we inflict an extra harm. So let us go back to our progress, and we will mark 3 harm against these rats. And that is a strong hit. That might be enough to conclude the fight against the rats. Shall we try? Let's try. Why not? It's a miss. Oh dear. I got a bit too overzealous there. That wasn't a good idea. It says I've lost this fight. Pay the price. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So the rats all swarm up onto Tamara, and they're sort of tearing at her, and oh boy, okay, we got to pay the price. Oracle, the current situation worsens. Okay, so I think like more and more rats kind of swarm up onto Tamara. Like just more of them seem to come from nowhere, and they're kind of like hauling her down. And the husk approaches. The husk approaches her, and it kind of its mouth is open wide, and its hands are reaching out, and it lets out this wail. And I think it is going to try and scare Tamara. Let us have her. Well, first let's clear this. Let's clear the rat pack. It's no longer a fight. It's now holding us down against this husk, and it's going to wail at Tamara, and she's going to have to face danger against this thing, and she's going to roll with heart. She's got to use her courage to resist this terrible wail that is shaking her to her soul. Let's see. Strong hit. Fantastic. Okay. So we will get 1 momentum back on that. And Tamara she fights down the fear of this thing wailing at her, and she kind of launches out of the rat swarm. She kind of like pushes out, or she attempts to. Maybe she's still got to. Maybe she has to attempt to get out. Let's have her face danger again. But this time we're going to roll with iron. She's got to burst out from these rats. Come on, let's go. Do I have anything that can help me? I don't think this counts with my shield. No, it doesn't. Okay, come on, Tamara. Let's face this danger. Got to get out from under all these rats. Come now. Oh, there's a complication. Okay, no, it doesn't work. She's resisting the fear, but this thing now reaches out for her, and it is going to. I think this could harm her. Yeah, it sort of like places its finger at her forehead, and she feels the energy being drained from her. So it's going to deal 3 harm, and so we lose 3 health, and now we're going to have to endure harm from this thing. Okay, and we're going to do it with iron, because iron is higher. Let's see. Weak hit. Okay, she presses on, and a bit of mark of failure for that. For that there. So let's mark that failure. Okay, she's got to bust out. She has to bust out. Although this thing is now within melee range, I think Tamara is going to turn the tide. She has to turn the tide because she's still in a fight with this thing. So she's going to steal the initiative, and she is going to strike at this thing. This turning the tide is going to be her influx of strength to bust herself out from under these rats and attack this thing. So let us strike, and strike hard. And we'll drop another momentum. We want to sunder this guy. So let's strike with iron. We get a +1 for the sunderer, and we get another +1 for turning the tide, I believe. Yes? Yes, we take a +1. So this is going to have a +2 on it. Just going to roll with iron, and with a +2 modifier. Come on now. Strong hit. Yes, that's a 10.